questions for Coach?
Thank you.
Usually where I ask you about the opponent, but when you have this extra time, how much of what you do is self-scout and how much is, getting a week's?
Well,
head
we're doing a
start?
little bit of self-scouting right now, and haven't got the final results yet, but we're doing that, plus working on, here's an opportunity to work on look at North Carolina, get a jump start on them. These practices today and tomorrow, we're working our first group and keeping them sharp and keeping the timing. We're also getting an opportunity to work on some of the second team guys and third team guys, give them a little bit more opportunities maybe than what they've had. And, because they're, as we've said before, they're always a play away from being the guy. And so just getting them an opportunity to get more reps and run our defense or offense and in the special teams too. So, but I liked our approach today. We scrimmaged a little bit at the end of practice, and the kids I thought worked, very workmanlike today and very energized. I thought for an off day or an off week practice.
Sounds like the players will have Saturday off. What do you do as a coach on a Saturday? Will you watch football live? Will you watch that UNC game
Oh yeah,
live? Or will you
I
watch
hope
it?
so. I've got some yard work to catch up on. I've been home since about the 1st of August, but we'll take a look at those guys, and we're all going on the road recruiting. A lot of guys are, several leaving tonight. There'll be several leave tomorrow. I know. I think all of us are out on Friday, so we'll be getting home till late, and some guys won't be getting home till Saturday. And then we're going to approach Sunday as a Tuesday practice. So we're going to get a chance to take a little bit get a little relief, and but our full intentions are we've got a lot of football left to play, and it's with the exception of one game, it's all ACC, and every game's going to be a big time football game, and but very much looking forward to this opportunity coming up.
Do
So
you
there's
spend
nobody-
any time this week doing Georgia Tech stuff with the scout team at all?
No, we haven't. Not yet today. We had yesterday off. We haven't. We've got a group that's done it before for the
Right.
most part. We'll take some time maybe on Sundays to do some of those things. Get a little bit, introduce some of the schemes and stuff that they use and what we use. But that's usually when we work on that.
So does nobody cut your lawn since August, or do you have?
Well, my wife, my wife does.
So
So,
she's glad you have an off week.
yeah, she is. There's a lot of work to be done around the house as I looked at it. Because I don't see it much it's dark when I leave in the morning and dark when I get home. So when I do see it, it looks like a little maintenance.
We're talking to Trayvon Hill today. We don't know a whole lot about him, but it seems like he's kind of emerged. What have you seen from him? What do you like about him?
I see a guy with a lot of potential. A guy with a very good skill set, very explosive. Has the ability to rush the passer, has the ability to be physical at the point of attack, athletic. And I like how he's progressing right now. And Charlie's got his thumb on him in the right way and getting him going the right way. He was a little undisciplined the first part of the season and the first game or two, and you see him be able to make some plays the last couple of games. And that's part of it. Like I said, the best teacher is experience and playing, and obviously he doesn't want to let his teammates down. But I like his skill set. I like the potential he has, and he's only going to continue to grow and get better as the more snaps he gets.
Are you using him to spell guys, or are there situations? Because he's a little bit more of I would think, a speed, open
Well,
space guy than maybe.
He's he's not quite as big as Ken or Vinny, but he's a 240, 250 pound guy, and he's pretty good at the point of attack. He really is, and we've kind of been using, been able to flip Ken or Vinny, so to speak. We wanted to keep Trayvon kind of one spot, but flip those other two guys. They both played, either end. And right now, with just a young guy, we'd like to keep him at one spot. So that's kind of what we're doing right now with that group.
I can't remember the exact number of sacks Ken had last year, but he's got to be approaching what he had last season. What is he doing differently this year to finish some of those
Well, I think it's a combination of things. I think, we've been able to get people behind the sticks a little bit more and longer yardage situations, which which allows, you know, our guys to be able to pin their ears back a little bit more and go. But I do know this, Kenny's worked extremely hard this offseason with his explosiveness and get off, which are all critical, you know, on third down situations. And all those guys have. Charlie's done a great job, you know, with our D line. I think all those, and our really, you know, with the runs were on the outside against Tennessee. You know, I thought for the most part our kids have been very physical and been good at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage. And we're going to have to do that against North Carolina. That's one thing. You know, Carolina beat Pitt, but Pitt, they couldn't run the ball on Pitt. You know, and if you can make a team one-dimensional, usually it bodes in your favor. And you know, Carolina came away and made some big fourth down plays, and you know, but Pitt did really controlled that game for the most part till the very end.
Adonis, have you now put him, is he the starting corner, is Greg the starting?
Well,
Yeah.
Greg got a little winded, and really it was hard for him to recover for whatever reason the other day. I think of the return, I think the emotion of the whole deal, I think, you know, got up to him, and we tried to get him in there. Plus, he dinged his hip, you know, the week before a little bit, and Adonis was, you know, other than one play, was really playing pretty well. And so, you know, we just kind of went with the guy that we felt like was a little hot at the time, and we were trying to rotate him around, you know, and we've got 3 guys that we feel very good about, and, you know, we're going to keep with that rotation a bit too.
One more, Norm, and then I got Coach Wiggins waiting.
When Ken first got here, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't he dealing with an injury? Didn't he have like a leg or a knee or
Well,
something
yeah, he
like
tore
that?
his ACL
Right.
in the state championship game.
So, and
And then-
Trevon was similar, I mean, in a similar
Yeah, very
situation.
similar.
Did they talk about that, do you know?
You know,
Or did you tell them
I
to?
don't know. I'm sure they
Yeah.
probably did.
I know.
You know, I know we did.
Yeah.
You know, that, hey, you're gonna come back stronger than ever, and I'm sure probably Ken along the way is probably, you know, because they're in meetings together and in the meeting room, I'm sure they talked about that at some point in time, but, I mean, you guys are gonna talk with Trayvon, right?
Yeah, I didn't know
Ask
if
him
that was something
but,
you had maybe
but
asked
I know
him to
that's
do.
something that we talked about, and, you know, that we've had previous experiences with those situations, you know, Antonio Banks was a guy, if you remember him, that's years ago, but, you know, a similar guy. I mean, we've had some over the years that have had, you know, an ACL late and have you know, come through and really shined, and were just as good, if not better, than, you know, when we signed him.
All right,